Operant conditioning is a fundamental theory in behavioral psychology that describes how behaviors are influenced by their consequences. Developed by B.F. Skinner in the mid-20th century, this theory posits that behaviors followed by positive outcomes are more likely to be repeated, while those followed by negative outcomes are less likely to be repeated. Operant conditioning differs from classical conditioning in that it focuses on the strengthening or weakening of voluntary behaviors rather than on the establishment of reflexive responses. Building on the earlier work of Edward Thorndike, B.F. Skinner further developed the concept of operant conditioning. He emphasized the role of reinforcement and punishment in shaping behavior and introduced the concept of the operant conditioning chamber or the Skinner box to study animal behavior. Operant conditioning is centered on the idea that behavior is a function of its consequences. This approach has led to a systematic and scientific study of behavior, contributing significantly to the field of behavioral psychology. Reinforcement is a key concept in operant conditioning involving any event that strengthens or increases the likelihood of a behavior. Reinforcements can be positive, that is, adding a desirable stimulus, or negative, that is, removing an aversive stimulus. Punishment, which is the opposite of reinforcement, is any event that weakens or decreases the likelihood of a behavior. Punishments can also be positive, that is, adding an aversive stimulus, or negative, that is, removing a desirable stimulus. Skinner identified various schedules of reinforcement, for example, fixed ratio, variable ratio, fixed interval, variable interval, that have different effects on the strength and rate of the learned behavior. Shaping is a process of gradually guiding behavior toward a desired outcome by reinforcing successive approximations of the target behavior. Operant conditioning principles are widely used in behavior modification programs, such as in education, therapy, and animal training. Therapeutic techniques such as token economies and contingency management are based on operant conditioning and are used in treating disorders like ADHD and substance abuse. Teachers use operant conditioning principles to manage classroom behavior and motivate students through reinforcements and punishments. In the workplace, operant conditioning can inform strategies for employee motivation, performance management, and organizational change. The use of punishments and of certain types of reinforcements, for example money or grades, can raise ethical questions, particularly regarding their long-term effectiveness and their impact on intrinsic motivation. Some critics argue that operant conditioning oversimplifies complex human behaviors, which are influenced by cognitive and emotional factors beyond simple reinforcement and punishment. Contemporary psychology often combines operant conditioning principles with cognitive theories to more fully understand behavior and learning processes. In conclusion, operant conditioning is a key concept in psychology, providing a framework for understanding how behaviors are shaped and maintained by their consequences. While it has broad applications across various fields, the integration with other psychological perspectives enhances its relevance and applicability in explaining the complexity of human behavior.